My name is Keith Allett. I'm a freelance filmmaker. I make documentaries, I make narrative films, I make experimental films, but also I'm one of the co-founders, but soon to be possibly chairperson of 75 Productions, which is commonly known as a producers group, but it shouldn't be known as that. It's a filmmakers network, and that involves everybody in every discipline of filmmaking, whether from actors to graphic artists to directors to camera to sound to runners to grips to everything. We try and get everybody together. 75 was set up in February 2009, and it was through a frustration of a lot of filmmakers who felt that the filmmaking community had become a bit splintered and people weren't really talking to each other, and nobody could get anything made. So we got together and we talked about what we should be doing, and for the first few months we weren't really sure what we were doing or why we were trying to do it. But eventually, once we discussed it enough, Stuart Charles from the group said what we should be trying to do is improve ourselves. So we need to create a network where we can find more people. That will aid production and also establish links so we can exhibit more things. But then also we need to be able to get better and better, so we need to be able to train and skill develop and that sort of thing. Most of the people that we know are fairly experienced and knew fairly well what they were doing, but we really want to open it up to as many people as possible to get involved, so that maybe somebody who didn't know what they were doing and really want to get involved could learn, but then also access other people who could help get their film made and teach them how to do it. So eventually we came up with the three principles, which were to create a viable network of people, to increase production and exhibition, and to skill develop and train people when they need to. And it sort of took off very, very well when we were working at Phoenix Square. When Phoenix Square opened, we started to have a meeting set, and more people found out more and more about it. I think more for the fact that we had a central place in Leicester for film, which was here. And through that, we've just increased and increased and increased. And now we've got about 85 people on the email list, regular attendance of 35 people, of which I would say is a faithful audience of 50 people who access what it is that they want. And we program workshops, we program screenings, and we program production nights. So we go out and film things in one night. We go out and put on proper shoots, 4 or 5 day shoots, where it's fully crewed up and fully casted. People go through the full pre-production process as well, of script editing to casting to rehearsal, putting their crew together, finding their locations, and then shooting it properly with the right kit, the right equipment, the right people. But whenever we do that as well, is we try to have whoever is the expert in that field that does that. So if it's your DOP, then the person is shadowed by somebody who wants to learn. So if it doesn't disturb the production, the person can speak to that person. So your DOP has an opportunity to film and do what they need to do. In downtime, when you get it, that person who's shadowing them can ask, how did you do that? How was that? And they can share that knowledge. And what we've found is productions have been more plentiful, there's been a lot more, but also the quality has just got better and better and better. And at the moment, we're trying to constitute the group so it becomes a legal entity and we can go for funding, and then we can start to bring funding in to put people on training programs, we can bring funding in to run film production projects, we can get people in touch with different groups like the documentary group that John has proposed this evening, but also the documentary club that Nick runs, and other groups like the Leicester Filmmakers Society can access it, and it starts to get more people talking to each other, and therefore make Leicester a much more healthier place for filmmaking, I think. So everybody knows each other, which is the main thing, I think. Just talking earlier on, one of the main problems we have is actors. And there seems to be a slight lack of actors that we know of. We know there's plenty out there, we just need to find them. So hopefully I think in the next sort of 2 or 3 months we're going to put out an open casting call to bring people in, not for a specific film project, but just to be able to say, I'm an actor, this is what I do. They'll do a read for us, which we'll record, and we'll keep keep on a database of people, which is who you are, what your experience is, and this is also your reading of the script that we provided. And then hopefully from that, people will start to access actors more as well. We found that there was also an issue to do with writers, but we've found some really good writers recently. We're always looking for more writers to work with people. The two main areas I think at the moment that we struggle a little bit in is performance and writing. Technically, we're making some really good stuff because we've got DSLRs, Canon 5D Mark II, we've got Z1Es, fairly high-end HDV cameras, a lot of lighting equipment, a lot of sound equipment, and we know how to use it. We just need to be able to use it in the right way for the right script and the right performance. That's kind of where we are at the minute.